When Santa's gonna clear up, put on a happy face. Wipe off the clouds and cheer up, put on a happy face. Take off the gloomy mask of tragedy, it's not your style. Give us the blood that you'll be glad.
Florence Ballard, Chapman, what's your reaction when you hear music like that? See pictures like that? Look at yourself today. What's your main feeling about life as it is today?
Well, looking at the pictures and listening to the records that I recorded with Mary and Diane, first of all, I still love listening to the records, although it took me a long time to want to listen to them again.
I heard that you went a long time and didn't listen to them at all, wouldn't go near them.
No, I didn't. I was in such a mind, I was just mentally, I had mental anguish and a whole bunch of other mental problems out of this. And
just too bitter, wasn't it?
It was bitterness. And just hearing the records, I guess inside I wanted to still be there and I couldn't. And it seemed to just, in other words, tear me up inside until...
It must have felt a little bit like Adlai Stevenson said when somebody asked him how he felt about not winning the presidency. He said, it hurts too much to laugh and I'm too old to cry. That must be the way you felt at that time. You left the Supremes in, what, 1967?
Yes.
After how many years with the Supremes?
As a group, we were together from the age of 15 on up until 1967.
Okay, that's been 8 years ago. And the story appeared lately that you are now separated from your husband. You have 3 children, and you're on aid to dependent children. And your plight has received nationwide attention. I'd like to go back to the early days. You sang together. The other 2 girls were Mary Wilson and Diana Ross.
Yes.
You came together as children, didn't you? How did that happen?
Well, how it came about was, it was a man by the name of Milton Jenkins. He was interested in my voice. He was then managing a group called the Primes, which consisted of Eddie Kendricks and Paul Williams, with the Temptations. And he liked it. Then I was singing alone. So I was asked by Paul and Eddie, did I know any other girls who sang? And I told him, sure. I knew Mary, because Mary and I went to elementary school together, and Diana lived in the Brewster Projects not too far from me. So I contacted them, and that's how it started.
It must have been just a dream when you learned that you were going to become recording stars. And even in those days, Florence, there were stories circulating then that people would come out, newspaper, magazine stories, all the fan magazine stories, movie saying that the Supremes are making millions of dollars. You never, ever saw the millions of dollars, did you?
No, I didn't. We received an allowance, $225 a week. The other money was supposedly put into savings accounts or stocks, bonds, or whatever.
When you say supposed to have been put in there, tell me about that, Florence. What do you mean by that?
Well, the money, for instance, we made on engagements. We never saw this money. It was sent back to Detroit, to Motown.
To Motown Records.
And that was the last I heard of it.
Did you have an attorney in those days? Did you sign a contract? Did you have any legal advice? All the people who were around you, wasn't there one soul who said, Florence, this is what you should do, this is the deal you should have, this is how your interests are being protected? Was there nobody like that?
No, there wasn't.
Tell me, where was all your trust and faith? And was every ounce of your trust in Berry Gordy, the president of Motown?
Yes, I trusted Berry Gordy, because I was sure that he would take care of the money, you know, and I believe that the savings accounts and the stocks and bonds were there.
Do you have any idea how much money the Supremes made in those years? You had 8 gold records in 2 years, I think. $5,000 a night was not an uncommon fee for you. Do you have any idea how much money you made?
No, because I didn't receive any royalty statements or any other type of statements, and I never saw any other contracts that we had for different clubs.
You
the amount of money.
You signed the contracts, though, didn't you?
Just the recording contracts, but there are other contracts that's negotiated to perform in nightclubs.
In other words, you didn't get a ton of money and then squander it.
No.
What do you think of Berry Gordy today?
I dislike him very much, and because I trusted him so much, and and I also had a lot of respect for him at that time also. And after all this happened, after I found that I put my trust and faith and everything in this man, and the money wasn't there, I disliked him very much.
We'll get back to that in a minute. Florence, tell me what it was like when you were traveling around with the Supremes. I don't think that anyone in our audience can possibly imagine what it's like to be a superstar, as you and your group were, and to have people fondling over you. Your every wish was taken care of. The superstar is a very difficult thing to come by, but you achieved that status. How did it feel?
Oh, it was beautiful. The traveling, going to the Far East, Tokyo, Puerto Rico, London, places like that, meeting different types of people. It was just beautiful.
Traveled in a limousine all the time, luxury automobiles, fur coats?
Well, not all the time. We did have a lot of bus rides also, But
it was beautiful, right?
Oh, yeah, it was.
When could you see